You have no idea how efficient people get. It's off the charts. What would you be like? 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 What would you be like?
3, 2, 1. Here we go.
All right.
Brand new episode. Bryan McCormick of the Movie Mayhem Podcast.
The one and only.
The one and only, as well as the Pick Last Podcast.
Yes, that's right.
Welcome to the Landi Lodge, sir.
Thank you very much. It is very lodgy.
It is very lodgy.
I love the vibe. It's so cool, man.
You know, I'm glad you say that because, you know, I've actually been toying with getting a studio and I've talked to some guests about it and they're like, no. Leave it how it is. It's great. I mean, and I agree with them. I agree with them.
Yeah, like speaking as a guy who's moved, I've had 4 studios in my time, in my 4 years of podcast. I feel like every year I get a new studio. I just find a room in whatever place I'm living in. I'm like, all right, that's it now. So it was like my brother's bedroom when he moved out. Then it was like, oh, this is kind of small. Let me move it to my bedroom. Then I got like the big couch and everybody was able to fit. And then I moved to my new apartment with my dad, and it was my small bedroom. And I was like, "Oh, this is really weird," because you're allowed to curse on here, right?
You can curse all you fucking want.
Oh, thank God! All right, because I am very bad at finding words.
Well, you told me before the podcast started you're Irish Catholic, so curse and apologize all you want.
That's what's gonna be on my gravestone. You cursed and apologized.
I'm fucking sorry.
I'm very fucking sorry. Please forgive me. But. So it was weird because I was in the new apartment. It was like it has like the side with the bed and there's like this little weird kind of like outlet. And I was like, all right, I'll put the futon there and then I set up my little shit all over the place. And I was like, started thinking like it's very weird to have people come into the room I masturbate in and like. And I was like, all right, like. You know, maybe 6 hours ago, I was like, all right, here we go. And then now we're talking about fucking Muppets. So, like,
well, you just made me realize that everybody who watches this, everybody who listens to this, understands being hosted in the room that
there you go.
I masturbated. So maybe that's what we have in common.
Yeah, right.
I'm glad we could extend that olive branch.
It's that after like 20 episodes, you start realizing like, oh shit, that's that room. Oh no. Like it's too late now.
Well, that's funny. I have people who they come into my apartment, they come in here, they're like, oh. It's your bedroom? It's like, yeah. It's just the corner of my bedroom.
Right,
like, you know, everything else is out of sight. But speaking of things we have in common, I'm happy to see you wearing a Mets hat. We've got
the season coming up, baby.
Baseball's around the corner. We're already getting banged up as a roster. How do you feel?
It wouldn't be spring training if it wasn't.
If it wasn't a bunch of Mets getting fucking injured.
As long as it's position players, I'm cool with. Because
pitching is really what needs to stay healthy. That's a good point.
If what happened to Luis Severino happened to like DeGrom or Syndergaard, I would be like, all right, so at Walmart, what gun can I buy for myself? Oh, shit. I got it. All right. But no, it's like, just like, let Jed Lowry have a knee injury. Let Todd Frazier have an oblique injury. Let Dom Smith step the fuck up. It's about time.
See, this is where I'm at. It's like, I don't even want Todd Frazier on the team.
Yeah, it's tough.
I want him gone. That's A. Jed Lowry, cool, but like
5 years too late.
5 years too late, and like, I don't want Jeff McNeil losing playing time.
Yeah.
I don't want him. He was great last year. And if you look at the numbers, after the New York Mets called up Jeff McNeil, we were a 500 team. I even think we were a little bit above.
No, yeah.
So I don't, and I'm not saying that's all because of Jeff McNeil. Obviously,
it is because of Jeff McNeil.
It's the Jeff McNeil era.
It's the McNeil effect.
But I want him to start. I want all the young guys to start. Like,
yeah.
You know, it's like, how much are we going to keep giving money to guys like Cespedes and then let them show up to spring training 20 pounds overweight while they collect hundreds of millions of dollars? It's like, no. There's young guys in our system who are hungry, who want a chance to play, who want a chance to win. Like, the Jed Lowrys and the Cespedes and the Frazier, they've all had their time.
I feel like with the last couple of with Sandy and now with Brody, we're on first name basis now because we're good friends. But with them, I feel like the Wilpons have given them a list of guys that like, we want this guy. So like Sandy got is Dribble Cabrera, which they've been trying to get since like 2007. It's like, all right, but get over. Like you have Ahmed Rosario. Let's go. Like,
let's go with that.
Like what do we have to lose? You know, there's nothing there. And then it's like, oh, get Jose Reyes back. Why?
Why?
Like. We paid him like
Why?
$2, but like whatever.
Correct me if I'm wrong. He's not on the roster anymore, right?
No, he's gone.
He's gone. Good.
He's packed his bags, and I think he works out in Freeport. But
Yeah, he actually worked out in Freeport like the whole time he was a Met.
Yeah.
The Freeport Center right by the BJ's.
yeah.
right there. But I'm excited for this year, mostly because it finally feels. That's the other thing with like David Wright gone now. As much as I loved him, it was about time. With guys like David Wright gone, Jose Reyes gone, it finally and even Sandy Alderson gone.
Right.
It feels like we're moving into a new era.
No, yeah.
And I don't want to see us make those same mistakes of signing old veterans to take away playing time from young prospects.
Yeah, with the Cano deal, the fact that they got Edwin Diaz, I'm like, oh, that's not Mets like.
Exactly.
Like, you get the old guy who cost a ton of money, but then you also get a 25-year-old closer.
Boom, and one of the best in the game.
Exactly. Okay, maybe this guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
and
no.
then he signs Jed Lowry. He's like, maybe I spoke too soon.
I spoke too soon, but like if Jed Lowry's plan is to be like a utility guy or like someone who platoons, I get it.
I see him more as like a trade piece. Like if the
Later in the
Mets,
season
if
or
the Mets
something?
suck this year, which could
it's
happen.
possible we're the Mets.
Yeah. So you go like, oh, who needs a fucking infielder like this guy? All right, take Jed Lowry. His contract's very controllable. I think it's like $23 million, so it's like 12 a year.
Yeah, that's not.
Get him out of here. Go.
I'm all for it. What do you think, realistically? Now that the Phillies have signed Bryce Harper, realistically, how do you see this New York Mets season go?
I see them being over 500.
Cool.
I see them being around like 85 wins.
85 wins.
85.
I'd like that.
I see them competing for a wild card, and it's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be a fun wild card chase.
You think so?
I think it's gonna be them and the Reds competing for the wild card.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
I know. I gotta hold myself to that because I gotta do an episode like last show and write that shit down.
Which for those of you listening, we're gonna make a quick stop. Do check out the Picked Last podcast and the Movie Mayhem podcast.
That's right.
This beautiful motherfucker is part of both of them.
That's right.
Can't recommend it enough. I just listened to your the Super Mario Brothers episode.
With Andrew from our good friend and
our good friend
Bulldog Gaming and Pick Last Podcast.
Exactly, and it was just fun, man.
Yeah.
Like I haven't seen that movie probably in 10 years. But the way you guys were able to talk about it, it brought me right back. And you weren't like the IMD message board, and you didn't just relentlessly shit on it the whole time. You actually brought up that it had some quirky humor.
Yeah, like the set design on it is like kind of like when you think of the movie and you hear people talk about it, you're like, oh, this is probably a pile of shit. But then you look at it, it's like, oh, this is like Blade Runner, because the set designer was from Blade Runner. It's like, why'd you get away with that? And then you have like some shitty CGI, and it's like. You find out that like this movie was just held by bad people. Like,
exactly, and Nintendo didn't really have a hand in it at all.
Because it was the '90s. Like, yeah, we're doing fine. Whatever happens, happens. Throw any shit to the wall.
Exactly, can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Which Nintendo really didn't go wrong. It's like that's probably their one mistake of the whole decade.
I guess. I mean, I'm not a
you're not a big gaming guy.
Not a big gaming guy, but I think there's like other games probably. Like, I don't know.
Who knows? Everybody fucks up. But go back to the New York Mets. Right. I'm excited. I'm gonna make a little bit of a call. Okay. I think Zach Wheeler is gonna be the surprise player on the team.
Builds off last year
Because he was better than Noah last year.
Yeah,
I love Noah. He's my favorite guy in the rotation. I'm not trying to knock him in his beautiful locks, which I think he cut, right?
No, he still got him.
He still got him?
He still got
him.
Okay. He's got an image he's got to protect.
Exactly. Well, Thor, right?
Yeah.
I really think he's gonna have a great year because he's always had the stuff. It's just he always struggled with control.
Yeah. No, yeah. I when we got him from San Francisco for Beltran, it was kind of one of those moves like...
God, it feels like ages ago.
It was like fucking forever.
And he's still like a youngish guy, right?
Yeah, we were still playing in the black uniforms. That's how long ago it
was.
Oh
my God. Is that real?
That's real.
Oh my God. Jesus
like
Christ.
The black hats, the blue rims, that was us. But like he came in with like being so highly touted, and like his control was bad, and he was getting a little like his health was really bad.
Yeah, he couldn't stay healthy either.
But last year he was like spurned. He was like, you put me in the minor leagues to begin the season. He had a rough couple of goes of it, but Jason Vargas was much worse in comparison.
He's another guy that like we dug up.
Yeah.
We got rid of him in like 2006, and then we just got him back.
Why did we get rid of this guy? He's so good. Oh yeah, that's
right.
Terrible.
He can't fucking focus.
And then but then like Wheeler kind of that's why I want like Dom Smith to play a little bit more. Mm-hmm. It's like you have this prospect, you put all this time into, let him play. Let him do it. Let him be who he's gonna be.
Exactly. And I feel like who's the God, I'm blanking. I know we have Dom Smith at first and Alonso.
Oh, Pete Alonso.
It's like we've got two guys who could potentially be major league players at first base, and it's like one of them's got to pan out.
No,
I do think Dom Smith will be on the roster opening day, even if Alonso outplays him, because if they keep Alonso in the minors for 2 weeks, you can control.
No, yeah, exactly, and that's why I like that. Smith is doing well because he's like, all right, well now Alonso's controlled. Like,
exactly.
You don't have to like stress it out.
And then if Smith poops out in the middle of the season,
you get rid of him.
Just fucking toss him.
Yeah.
So I feel as a Mets fan. I guess I'm just doomed to always be optimistic, but I feel pretty optimistic about the season. I think 85 wins is a good prediction. I'd like a wild card race. I think the Phillies are going to win the division.
Yeah. No,
you don't think so? You think the Braves are going to do it?
I think the Braves because they're still so good.
Yeah,
like, they're still like, and also Kimbrel's still out there, so they could sign him for like 1 year.
I forgot
like
that Kimbrel's still out there.
I don't know.
I'd love to get Kimbrel.
I don't know. I would.
Fuck it, just solidify the bullpen, man. Like,
no, we got a good look. Kimbrel sucked in the playoffs last year.
Well, that's why I can get him for cheap.
No, he's not. He's not going to come to cheap for us.
Well, cheaper.
Cheaper. Like he'll go if he gets a 1 year deal, and we don't get him. I mean, it'll hurt, but I'll be like, all right, I'm good. Like we're good.
Exactly.
I'm okay with Justin Wilson and Jarius Familia.
I'm living in this world where I'm just convinced Cespedes isn't coming back, and that if he is coming back, he's gonna suck. Like I don't hate him. Like I don't want to be like a Cespedes hater,
right?
Because he was a big part of that 2015 run, which was honestly
magical.
It was the most fun season of my entire life, and I'm not gonna take that away. 2006 was a blast. 2000 was a blast. Like there have been years you can compare it to, but me personally, I think it's because I was living in South Carolina.
Okay.
And I'd seen them at I got to see them when they faced the Braves. I would drive down to Atlanta.
Okay.
And I watched a couple games there. So it's like I had this while I was away from home. The Mets were like part of my connection home.
Okay.
And then when they made the World Series, I burned all my vacation days. I'm like, I'm going to New York. I'm watching that fucking series at home. So I love the 2015 season. Cespedes was a big part of it. Not trying to be a Cespedes hater.
No, look, I love the 2015 season. I was working for the Mets at that time.
No shit.
I worked for the Mets from
security, right?
No, I was doing VIP host.
VIP. Oh,
so I was on the media side. So I'd take
fancy.
I know, right? This face, this body, you gotta put him in front of all the cameras. But like, you
look better than Bonilla.
Oh,
for what it's worth.
Hey, I would love to be Bobby Bonilla.
Oh my God, what a living dude!
Every July, just get $1 million. There you go, pal.
Did you see Bryce Harper's contract will be up before Bobby Bonilla's?
Now, I don't hate Bobby Bonilla at all for this.
I don't. It's not his fault that we gave him this contract.
No, it's the Mets' fault for being like, you want to defer this?
Who was the GM? It wasn't Steve Phillips, was it?
Yeah, it was.
It was Steve Phillips.
Yeah.
He was a sex addict. He had to go to rehab for like sex addiction.
Well, he wasn't a baseball addict, I can tell you that.
Definitely not. But he did bring us Piazza. Yeah. So I don't want to hate. Don't want to.
Piazza for Preston Wilson and AJ Burnett, I believe.
What a fucking deal,
right?
Not that Burnett isn't a stud. He was a stud when he was
a flamethrower. He didn't learn how to pitch until he left Florida.
Like until he went to Toronto.
Yeah,
that's
with
right.
Roy Halladay.
Yeah.
So actually, we've actually got the better end of a lot of deals, like the Johan Santana deal. We actually won out in the end because we got Carlos Gomez back.
Yep, and the R.A. Dickey deal.
That's right.
We crushed the Dickey just to get Noah in return.
Yeah, and he was a throw-in.
Yeah, so it's crazy.
Oh my God.
Well, the Edwin Diaz deal. Do you think Cano was a throw-in?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Do you think the deal had more to do with Diaz than it did?
I think that's
Cano?
because it's more about the money, like that whole thing. And I think with the way Brody kind of worked it, it's like, oh yeah, if you don't know what you're gonna get out of Edwin. I think he played them a little.
Probably a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm excited.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun. Baseball's always fun.
I love baseball, dude. It's because you know what it is, and it's like it's one of those things where it's like if you were raised on baseball, it's always gonna be a time machine for you.
You played. Right? You played Little League through...
I traveled teams in high school, but once I got to college, I stopped playing baseball, but I still play slow pitch softball.
Oh, very nice.
So I'm still playing,
Yeah, keep the... Like, I love playing... I hated playing baseball for like 2 years, but that's because I was just riding the bench the whole time.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is not fun, but I learned so much more about the game, but doing that, it was like, okay, like, now, like, the science of the game makes more sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah, like, are you a fan of sabermetrics?
If I could understand them, yeah. I'm not good with math, but
Fair enough.
Like the whole war thing kind of confuses me.
It's the wins above replacement.
Right.
You see, this is where it's like, that's hard in baseball, because there's 9 players on the field, and you get, on average, 3 or 4 pitchers a game. So it's like, Yeah, if you win more, if like your war, it's like
Yeah, I know.
it's hard, and it's
like,
not that it's not valuable. It is
you
a
know,
valuable thing to look at.
I think all the sabermetric stuff is valuable. I play fantasy baseball for some reason, but like it's a grind. But like I understand that these stats are great to evaluate talent and like to kind of like know like this guy's gonna do good at this time and because of this. But like it's so isolating to baseball that you have all this science homework you have to do to watch a game.
Well, I almost believe that the Pittsburgh Steelers used WAR when it came to dealing with Le'Veon Bell.
Really?
Because when you compared the stats between Bell and Connor, they had a better record with Connor playing. And this is before week 1 of this season.
Okay.
If you compared the stats, their stats were identical, but they won more games with Connor than they had a better winning percentage with Connor than they did Le'Veon Bell.
Okay.
So I actually feel like whether they knew it or not, the whole idea of win above replacement is what led to that Le'Veon Bell thing.
Like it does seem like sabermetrics will bleed into other sports, but I think the other sports are better at masking it. They're like, this isn't the reason why we're doing things. They market
That's
it.
fair.
They market the players over they market the stats. Like you watch MLB Network, they have a show just dedicated to stats, and it's like the show is really the guy who hosted Brian Kennedy is amazing.
Yeah.
He brings in people who know their shit, but you're like, I don't need to fucking do science homework. I just want to know. Did Mike Trout hit a fucking 3-run home run?
Give me the ESPN top 10, please.
It's like, who's a free agent that I can't get? Like, just come on, just give me something.
Well, you know what it is? It's got to have something to do with market demand. Maybe maybe nerds love baseball now.
Oh yeah,
math nerds. Maybe they fall in love with baseball because it has that attribute to it.
I forgot what it was. Lisa. It was a Simpsons episode where Lisa became a Little League manager.
Yeah.
And Mo said like, "Oh, those nerds over there in the corner know about baseball." And she goes, and one of the nerds said like, "We made like Bill James made baseball as fun as doing your taxes," and that's always like sticks with me. It's like yeah, like it's God.
He kind of did do that, which is so funny because what was before the Red Sox gave Bill James a job? What was he doing? Wasn't he like a janitor?
Yeah, he was something like.
It's so funny that a guy sweeping floors
he
revolutionized.
Was He basically
was good. Oh my god! Oh my god! And he got a job in Boston. That just
Yep.
Oh, that just fucked my head.
Yeah, and then he changed that whole franchise forever, and now.
And now they're the kings of the 21st century right now.
Mikey fucking on our last show, he gave me a stat which really hurt my feelings that a 4-month-old in Boston has seen more championships than Met fans, like Dodgers fans, Cubs fans
combined.
Like
Well, they call it Title Town for a reason, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny because I feel like they called it that before Boston ever broke the curse.
Right, yeah.
Which
I feel like every town goes like, oh yeah, we're Title Town. It's like, shut up, Cleveland. Like, fuck you. Like, you don't know.
Well, I don't know, man. Cleveland's on the come up. What do you think of the Baker Mayfield era?
I like it. I like it more now that Hugh Jackson's not there. I didn't like Hugh Jackson.
Fair enough. They didn't like him either.
They loved him, apparently. The owner
really?
The owner loved him.
So why'd they get rid of him?
Because Todd Haley's a psychopath. Todd Haley came there with the sole purpose to tank Hugh Jackson.
Oh,
I think John Dorsey said, like, this is what's going to happen. I can't promise you the head coaching job, but make him look like a complete idiot. It's like, well, it's not that hard.
Not that hard.
He's 1
didn't
in
he get
32.
a job? He got a new job. I forgot where he
with
is
Cincinnati.
Now. With Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, right in the division.
Led to my favorite moment of the year when I think Peppers on Cleveland's defense picked the ball off and walked it right over to
handed it to him.
Handed it to Hugh Jackson. And then I think Hugh Jackson forgot he was coaching Cincinnati. They was about to slap him on the back, but then he realized it was like, good job, kid. And like then he just threw the ball on the ground. It's one of my favorant moments of all, like of 2000 whatever 18, 19.
The 2018-2019 season. Which what did you? Because I came around the Pick Last podcast right in the heat of the playoff season.
Yes.
What did you guys think of? I'd ask you what you think of the Super Bowl, but I probably know where that's going. So what did you think of this year's playoffs as a whole?
I liked them. I liked the fact that like people kept on using the Philadelphia Eagles and Nick Foles as like a serial killer with a knife. It's like, oh, he's coming to get you. You know he's coming to get you.
He's creeping.
He's creeping. Like, if he gets 2 or more things to go his way, you're all fucked.
If Alshon catches that ball,
oh yeah,
they're all fucked. But it didn't happen. I don't know. I would have liked to see the Rams win.
No, I'm okay with the Patriots winning.
What?
Yeah,
Dude.
Because
Why?
Because I've designed
Are you a masochist?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, that explains.
Yeah, because I had the Mets creeping around my shoulders with the whole thing. Like, you're gonna love failure. Just don't fight it.
You know, I've always felt that there's just something about Jared Goff, man. I just don't think he's a big game player.
I think he's a progression guy. I think each year he advances. So like next year he might actually just come in big, win and they might win the Super Bowl.
Well, they have the roster, dude.
Yeah, they have the team. They have control. They have cap control, and I think they have, and they'll probably make some trades. They're like, oh, this smart move. Like, yeah,
for sure.
But
and you know what? They'll have a healthy Todd Gurley if they make it back to the Super Bowl. That cost them a lot. Because C.J. Anderson's good, but he's not the full-time back.
He was hot, and that's the problem. And when you run into the Patriots, you either have to be like supernova hot or like off their radar completely, because they'll like go like, oh yeah, we know he's gonna fucking run on us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the case. Forgot what I was gonna bring up exactly. But what do you think? What do you think of the draft?
I can't wait. I hate the draft also, but I can't wait for it.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those things where it's like,
and you're a Giants fan, right?
I'm a Giants fan.
Gotcha.
Born and bred and left in the dust. But
what's the name of that quarterback you guys are eyeing? What's his name?
Eli Manning. That young up and comer.
The young up and comer. The stud.
We're gonna sacrifice the rest of the team integrity for Eli Manning, but. No, Dwayne Haskins.
Haskins.
Yeah, he looked really good at the combine. He was just dropping like darts left and right. But knowing the Giants, they'll fuck it up.
You think so?
I think this current trend.
How could you say that? How could you say knowing the Giants, the team that's gotten you 2 championships?
How could
you say that?
2 championships by like the skin of their teeth.
Against the evil empire, though.
Oh yeah, okay, the evil. But if David Tyree's helmet didn't have a fucking magnet in it, and Mario Manningham like constantly like throughout that whole year, every time there was a sideline pass, he'd always just find himself 4 yards into the sideline. Like if fucking God didn't just intervene, like not today, Tom. It's like I've given you too much. But like I think those Super Bowls are great. One of my favorite moments of football. The 2008 one where Tyree caught it. I was sitting in a chair with like no bottom, so I was like ass on the ground. And when that happened, I just shot up. I was like, "Whoa, that happened! All right, we're gonna win this fucking game." And then in 2011, when they went to the Super Bowl, it was I forgot what it was, but my brother was wrapping a gift, so he had scissors in his hand. So he was like kind of like doing the curling of the ribbon. And when Lawrence Tynes hits the field goal, I ran up the stairs and I tackled him, not knowing he had scissors in his hand.
Oh my God!
I'm like, we're going to the Super Bowl. It's like, I could have stabbed you. I'm like, it's all right.
Super Bowl.
I have 2 weeks to get ready for the Super Bowl.
Fuck yes.
But yeah, it's like they were good. They were good times, but you're like,
falling on hardships.
Yeah, the way that they treated Tom in the end, the way that they've they've basically kind of made Eli want to retire early by giving him a crappy O-line, and now they're giving them like Barkley, but they still are not addressing certain things, and now letting Landon Collins go. I don't know. They're not the Giants of my past.
We'll see. I mean, look, it's not I don't really think it's that tough of a division. I think Philly obviously is still a contender. Maybe I'm biased, but I'm always just going to assume Dallas is. I'm not a believer in Prescott. I don't think Prescott can do it. I just don't.
I like that he had like. I will give him credit. I think the fact that he has tools, and I think
the Amari Cooper trade
that
big. Changed the whole team. It changed the whole offense.
That was huge for him. And I think if maybe they took the wild card instead of the division, they would have made it to the NFC Championship game.
You think so?
I think if they would have avoided the Rams, I think they could beat New Orleans. Because I think Drew Bledsoe was shot by the end of the year. Like he had nothing left. And I think now with Jason Witten coming back for no apparent
I think you mean Drew Brees.
No, I'm saying with the Cowboys.
Oh, God damn it. Okay, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, exactly. That's why Jason Witten's back. Cause... but he came back. He signed a 1-year deal for guests to stop being made fun of on Monday Night Football. And I think that's going to be actually a huge detraction to Dak's ascendance as a quarterback.
Yeah. We'll wait and see. Yeah. We'll wait and see. But moving away from football, okay. I wanted to talk to you about movies, dude.
Cool.
So what? Like you're just a huge movie buff?
Yeah. Because with my love of baseball and my love of football, I need to do something in between.
Gotcha.
So I just like I love going to movies. I love just, like Netflix once they went streaming. It was like beautiful.
Beautiful thing.
Like now I don't have to leave anywhere. Amazon has their service. Hulu. I'm waiting for Disney to drop their fucking streaming service.
Yep, that's gonna be soon too.
Oh, I can't wait to waste my money on that. I'll I don't know. It just
well, they own so much content. That's the thing. Is like when people hear the Disney streaming service, they're thinking of all just like the Disney movies and all that. It's like no, they own ESPN.
Yeah, they own Fox now.
Yeah,
like,
they own Fox. Like it's
like give them 2 months, you're gonna see X-Men and Marvel movies. Like that's gonna be fucking crazy.
Exactly, just like that.
Yeah, and also I like it's not just like Disney and like all those big, but like I love some small like budget movies or like that's kind of like come out of nowhere and you see them, and you're like, oh, that's surprisingly good. Like The Nice Guys. Mm-hmm. That caught me off guard. I saw a trailer for it. I'm like, oh, I might want to check that out. I saw it. I loved it.
Yeah.
Like Ex Machina was one of those small ones where I have to like search
I've been
around.
meaning to watch that one. Is it?
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to watch Ex Machina.
Because the whole like I think for was it Chip Gang?
The Chip Gang. We'll get to that.
I think you'd really dig Ex Machina. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I highly recommend. It's a Movie Mayhem recommendation.
Movie Mayhem recommendation.
We don't give them out much often, but I'll give you that one.
Awesome. Speaking of Movie Mayhem, tell everyone like what the format or tell them about your Movie Mayhem.
Okay. So Movie Mayhem is myself and my good friend Matt, who going to be future Dr. Matthew Taylor, DDS. He's going to be a dentist within the next, I think, 2 years.
Oh, wow.
He's kind enough to waste his time watching stupid movies that I bring up to him. Some movies are like, we both have two very different childhoods growing up, I guess you should say, about how we view movies. So his was more of if they're going to watch a movie, you're going to get your dollar's worth. You're going to get like your explosions. You're going to get your the whole thing.
Right.
Well, me, I'll sit and I'll watch a shitty movie. Just because it's a shitty movie.
Just because.
Like, awesome. I won't be disappointed, like, if I'm saying, like, oh, what's on tonight? Sharknado? All right, cool, I'm going to watch that.
Well, I'm kind of like that, too. Like, I went to the movies to see Dumb and Dumber 2.
Oh, God.
An abysmal film, but, bro, I had a great time.
Oh, yeah.
When I watched it,
it's like you kind of, like, you revel in the shit of it. Like, it's like, oh, like, this is bad, but, you know what? Could be worse.
Some movies are made to be shitty.
Yeah, exactly,
like, like, I feel like people judge media too harshly these days. I mean, there's one. It's one thing to look at something and critique it honestly, but it's like you could critique something harshly and still enjoy it.
Yeah.
But I feel like that concept's lost.
Yeah, I mean, and we try not to be like. I've been kind of kicking it around, and in my own mind, trying to be modest, like, and also like that bullshit. Oh, I want to be humble. You know me, I'm just humble here. But like. We don't really review, like, if you listen to other movie review podcasts, well, they'll like dig into things, like, we just kind of talk about it, and then we'll bring up certain like facts and like, okay, like that's interesting, and then we'll go off on our own certain like tangents, but we don't want to talk over our own like station. I guess. Like, I'm not that smart, so I'm not going to be like, oh, did you know that James Cameron uses this kind of deep dive surf? Like, I don't fucking care. Like, but like, you know what's fucking dope is in Aliens, he had 6 alien suits and he made it look like there was 1,000 of them. That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool. What is the first movie you remember watching?
Personally, it's either Ghostbusters.
Nice.
Or
good indoctrination.
Yeah. Which, now looking back at it, because it's my favorite movie of all time, it's not for kids.
No.
No, it is not.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. But my parents let me watch it. And then, I guess, the first movie I ever remember going to was the original Ninja Turtle movie.
Wow. Yeah. That's intense.
I'm old.
That's please. I think the first movie I remember seeing, I didn't see it in theaters, but the first movie I remember seeing was The Lion King.
Oh God, yeah.
Which are you excited for the remake?
No.
No,
I love The Lion King. I saw it in movie theaters.
I fucking adore The Lion King. I'm mixed about.
It's a beautiful movie. It didn't need to be
That's where I'm at.
Yeah,
it's like you didn't need to do it. That movie came out 20 years ago. You want to remake The Jungle Book? That makes more sense to me. That movie came out the 40s, the 50s.
Remake Robin Hood with foxes. Go for that.
Yeah,
I'm okay with it. Don't like
Lion King was 20, 30 years. Like I agree. It's such a beautiful fucking movie, and it still holds up.
It's still so beautiful. Like the blending of the CGI and the draw, like the animation. It's like, and the music. It's like, oh my God, it's so.
Well, did you know that The Lion King was one of the first movies to use motion capture?
Really?
And they used it on actual lions. They motion captured lions, and the animators integrated that into the animation.
That's
shit like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a groundbreaking film. And
I would love to see them try to put a line in a ping pong ball suit. That'd be fucking fun. It's like just grab it.
Did you know? I don't remember. In the end credits of The Lion, this is how much I love this movie. I
Right,
know
right.
all this stupid trivia about it.
Man.
The ending credits of The Lion King, Elton John's "Can You Feel the Love Tonight" plays. That initially didn't play.
Oh
Yeah, but he went in there himself. Apparently, he went in there himself and changed it, and then he got an Oscar for that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You don't give Elton John your music and not expect that Elton John to use his music.
Yeah.
That's
the thing that bothers me about the remake
is that it doesn't look. It looks too real.
It looks very real.
Yeah.
Maybe this is too nitpicky, but it's Jeremy Irons isn't Scar.
Isn't it Chiwetel Ejiofor? The Scar?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know who's Scar. I don't know who it is.
That's
but
that's also a problem. Yeah. Jeremy Irons is
But
still
he's
around.
still alive.
Why is Mufasa still James Earl Jones?
But Scar is Jeremy Irons.
Like, just get that original cast. Like, I mean, I know Matthew Broderick hates acting now.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure you just go like,
he would do voice acting.
Here's
for
$10
the
million.
film.
Come in on a fucking Tuesday or something.
And the movie's gonna be 90 minutes long. He's gonna have like 20 minutes of lines. They could take care of it.
What's Jonathan Taylor Thomas doing that's so pressing that he can't?
Jonathan Taylor Thomas. What you don't know? He voiced young Simba.
Young Simba, yeah.
What is he doing?
Yeah, I think he's not on those infomercials that I see all the time, so he's obviously not doing anything.
Let's get Macaulay Culkin to play Simba.
Oh boy! Macaulay Culkin's like running around doing like random shit. And
Random shit. He's wearing bunny ears.
He's having a grand old time.
Did you see, like, not to get too intense right now, but did you see during the Oscars, like, if somebody that was on screen, like, if he knew that person like abused women or children, he would tweet like,
oh
no, this person did this. That person
Good for Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, no, he just relentless about it.
Because there's probably some shit that's gonna happen in Netflix, that HBO documentary. Like, oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, have you heard about this Michael Jackson HBO?
Yeah, Finding Neverland, Leaving Neverland.
Leaving Neverland.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Not yet.
I haven't seen it either. My colleague at work, she told me I should watch it, and hearing her talk about it, it's just like,
yeah.
Do I really
want
to dive into watching this guy be a pedophile? Like
that. One of my buddies at work told me he was telling me, he was like, yeah, I just started watching Finding Neverland. I'm like 15 minutes in, and I'm like, I gotta finish this fucking thing, but it's really bad.
It probably hooks you. That's the thing.
Like HBO is not backing down. Like the Jackson family is throwing like $100 million lawsuit at him, and HBO's not backing down from it.
They shouldn't.
So it's fucking like legit. Like
Jesus fucking Christ, man. Do you watch Atlanta?
I watched the first season. I missed the second and I think third season.
There's only 2 seasons.
2 seasons. Okay.
You have time because Glover said they're taking a break this year.
Okay.
So the show won't be back till 2020. So you have time.
Thank God.
But they did an episode pretty much based around Michael Jackson. That dude, it not only like sunk my stomach, it like choked me up.
Oh man,
it was like it was very tasteful. You know,
like that's the crazy thing about Atlanta. Like a lot of people don't realize like how deep it can get.
Yeah.
Like I love that first season. I caught it was on Hulu, so I just binge watched it. I was like, this is so fucking good. Like the Justin Bieber thing, the whole.
Oh my God! Yeah.
It's like someone's got to be the bad guy to Justin Bieber. It's like, oh fucking Justin Bieber. Like no, but like play your part and you'll be fine. And like the whole like look into it is like, oh man, like this is a really good show, and I can't wait to.
It only gets better.
Yeah.
Like I said, you have plenty of time.
Cool.
What were your top 3 movies of 2018?
2018 was a little rough for me to go to the movies.
Fair.
Yeah, I had some personal stuff going on, but I did see. So this, my top 3 are 2 of them are Marvel movies, obviously, because
they conquered the theater.
Yeah, they made $1 billion in February and then $1 billion in May, and then
what came out in February again?
Black Panther.
Black Panther, which that was good.
Yeah, that was really good.
Black Panther was good.
That was the best version of Iron Man I've ever seen. And then Avengers Infinity War, which is just so like bonkers and crazy that like you have to like, it was so fulfilling that like all those days going to Marvel movies at midnight
paid
opening
off.
day, it finally pays off.
It finally paid the fuck off.
And then the one movie, like I saw a small independent musical called Anna and the Apocalypse.
Oh,
I think
I heard of that.
It's an English high school musical with the zombie apocalypse happening around the side. It's so good.
That sounds awesome.
I fucking loved it.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
It's like a Christmas themed movie. Came out during. It was so enjoyable. I smiled throughout the entire movie.
Fuck yeah.
I loved it.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out. I'll have to check. Just shoot me a text like later because I forget things.
No problem.
So shoot me that because that sounds awesome.
It's available to rent on Amazon.
Oh, I have Amazon Prime, so that works.
There you go. I
Awesome.
think it's like $3.
That's nothing.
Yeah.
It's a good film. I'll happily pay $3. But go ahead, keep going.
No, yeah, it's a lot of fun. I saw it with my brother, and it's gonna be I think it's gonna be our new Christmas tradition.
Christmas tradition?
Yeah, so Die Hard with the bros, and then the apocalypse with my brother.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out. But are you hyped for Endgame?
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, I was hyped when Infinity War came out, and I saw how it ended. I laughed in the middle of the theater because I realized what characters died. It's like all the ones that just got movies died.
All the ones,
everyone who just got a first movie just died. Like they're gonna be back.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the trailer for Endgame happened, I was like, oh my god, like please, I can't wait.
So let's do some fan theories here.
Okay.
How do you think they stop Thanos, and who do you think, if anyone, really dies?
I don't think anyone dies.
Okay.
I think they said they're going to be using time travel and all the kind of the set photos.
The time stone. They have these things. Yeah.
Yeah. The whole. They'll find a way, but I think Captain America gets left in the past.
So he could be with what's her name?
He could be with Peggy.
Peggy, yeah.
And so they could always just go back and get him.
Yeah.
Because if you kill him, he can't come back.
That's true.
But if you give him 5 years off, how dope will that be?
That would be pretty
You're watching
dope.
like Avengers 30, and you're like,
and he comes back.
The shield comes whipping in.
Do you think Bucky replaces him as Captain America?
I would prefer if Falcon did.
If Falcon did.
I like the Samuel Wilson Falcon in the comics.
And keep Bucky.
Yeah.
He does fine as Bucky, yeah.
Yeah, I think also the suit, the Captain American Falcon suit, dope.
Captain American Falcon?
Yeah.
That just makes me think of Captain Falcon from Smash. But but Captain American Falcon,
yeah,
that's probably sick.
Yeah, you got it. It's
almost a little backwards. I think whoever created this character probably should have just called him Eagle.
Right. The bald eagle. It's like,
I think they just missed.
Like they didn't think of like, oh man, maybe we should. No, it's like
a bird. What bird could we choose for America?
Yeah, he's an ally of Captain America.
What could we do?
Falcon.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, like Atlanta.
Stan, you killed it, bro. Good job.
Oh my god, rest in peace, Stanley.
Yeah. I think I think everyone's playing up Ant-Man. Everyone's thinking Captain Marvel because that's where it's coming out, and everyone's hyping up Captain Marvel. I think Captain Marvel does a lot of damage, but in the end, I think it will be I think Iron Man will have his
moment. Well, it's funny because then that would mean that like Avengers 1 turned out to just be one big foreshadowing.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're right that like Captain Marvel and Ant-Man will come in and play their part, and they won't be able to do it without him. But I think it actually is going to come down to the core group of Avengers from Avengers 1, the original pack.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I think what we need is a huge payoff for the Hulk. Because his arc right now is awesome.
Yeah.
We need a huge
They finally
payoff for
figured
the Hulk.
out how to use the Hulk, and it's like, oh, yeah, you geniuses.
Well, you make him kind of like a schizophrenic, you know?
Yeah.
You give him like these two sides constantly at war with each other, which that might have nothing to do with schizophrenia because I don't know anything about anything. But
you buy into the theory they're going to do Professor Hulk?
Professor Hulk? Oh my god, that'd be so cool.
Professor Hulk, he's not as strong, but he's just as smart.
That would be cool. But then Banner probably is just fucked and will never come back because why do you need him when you have a smart Hulk?
We have his image saved. All we got to do is just open up the file. We don't need Ruffalo.
That's great. I actually think both. Because here's the thing. This is what's his name's last. Isn't this both Tony? God, I'm calling him Tony Stark, but Downey Jr.
Everyone's been calling him Tony Stark since
because he's blended into Tony Stark now because he doesn't do anything else.
Character.
Yeah, no, the whole character design is different now. Yep. They base it on him.
Yep.
I think both him and Rogers will die and I think in a sense they should. And obviously there are many other endings I could be satisfied with, but I like the idea that like the two of them were at war with each other. And we're still kind of at war with each other in Avengers 1. Mm-hmm. And the way this is resolved is the two of them have to come together. Like the two of them and their squads need to come together.
There'll be a beautiful moment between those two guys.
There should be. And I almost think what you could really do if you really want to make it beautiful, have them simultaneously sacrifice themselves to save the others.
Yeah.
So
there's that. You got to go back to that one line in Avengers. Like you're saying, it's a big foreshadowing event where there's Captain America is just like dressing down Iron Man. He's like, you're not the guy to lay on a wire. You're not the guy to take the grenade.
Yeah,
and have him take the fucking
exactly.
It's like, oh damn, I was wrong the whole time.
The whole time.
Like, Tony, I love you like and then they start making out, and everybody, like, fangirl will be like, "Oh my god, it happened."
I think you're right, though. I think you're onto something because it is coming on. It is coming down to Iron Man because it's always he's been like the figure of foreshadowing. It's like in Avengers 2 when he kept getting the images of all the Avengers dying,
and he's created most of the villains.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's also
he's
true.
created a lot of villains.
What role, if any, do you think that Loki plays in Avengers Endgame?
Okay. Yeah. So Loki, I think he's definitely gonna have like his redemption arc will be completed. Like I think he'll kill Thanos, but Iron Man will stop like the inevitable end of the world.
Gotcha. So like Thanos almost has like a fall plan where if he goes down, he still has a way to maintain his vision.
It's like, you know, when he snaps.
Yeah.
Like, so that will come up again. So like Loki will then like, I don't know, throw a dagger right in his throat or something.
Or he'll
Something
sneak
Disney
up.
like where, you know, stabbing him in the eye. Like, I don't know.
Well, he needs to have some kind of grand entrance because I've always like in all forms of literature, I just have a thing for tricksters.
Oh, no, yeah.
From Bugs Bunny to Loki. Like, I just love him.
Same guy.
Same
Have you ever
guy.
seen him in the same room? Like,
Never.
Exactly.
Never. So I'm really rooting for him to have like some kind of redemption, heroic, even though he's an anti-hero, some sort of heroic. Show me that he's changed and that he cares.
Right. It's like he finally like realizes what his brother's been doing. Like he finally loves his brother again. But no, I think he'll pop up because he's got a Disney show coming. It's like Loki. Like Loki throughout history or some shit.
Yeah. I saw that.
So it has to be able to like he'll come back and then he'll be like, "Look, I'm gonna save you. Like I save you because I love you, but I'm not sticking around." Like, he can't be like Avengers.
He is a rogue. Yeah, you're right.
He's got to be out on his own.
Yeah,
but they like him and Thor have to be left at peace. There's no like question.
The brothers, because in a way they're what what's it called? What's their planet?
Oh, Asgard.
Asgard. They're Asgard survived.
Yeah.
Because all of Asgard's dead.
Yeah.
Like Asgard's gone.
Right.
Which I like. I really like. You know, some people don't like it, but I like it because it's almost like it's like a warning to Earth.
Right. Exactly.
It's like if you let hell rise up from underneath you, that's what's gonna happen to you.
Yep. That's what Donald Trump's trying to stop. That's why he's building that wall. You gotta keep.
Bro, when he's doing it, I'm gonna call you. We're gonna tailgate the wall.
Right.
We're gonna be flipping burgers.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Just bland food all over the place. No spices here.
Exactly. Speaking of conspiracy theories,
Okay.
I want to ask you about Chip Gang.
Okay. All right.
Are you well versed on what that means?
Just go over one more time.
One more time. So it's the whole idea that you put a chip in your brain that makes you a more capable human being in the sense that if you have a tumor, you get alerted about it. If you have an irregular heartbeat, you're alerted about it. If you just have all those kind of capabilities. If you like. We wanted to know more about Bill James, right? In the middle of this podcast, we'd be able to, and his entire Wikipedia page would go right into our brain, and then we could just spit it out as it is. So, what do you think?
I think I'm kind of on board for it. I know there's definitely it's goods and there's evils.
There's yin and yang.
But that's with everything.
That's with everything, 100%.
Like even with water, like it keeps you alive, but if you don't know what's inside of it, it could kill you.
Could kill you.
But I think, especially the medical advances, like if if you're about to have a stroke, that would be a great early detection.
Yeah.
Because
gives you the heads up.
A lot of people have, been severely damaged or passed away because they didn't catch something quick.
Exactly.
If you have a tumor, you don't know if what's going on inside. I think that'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other end, do you really need to know what's going on in my brain? Like, do you need to, if I'm hungry, are you going to send me, ads for this shit?
Exactly. Or I've always said, have you ever watched Futurama?
Yes.
Remember when there's commercials and ads in Fry's dreams?
Yeah.
That is going to happen. Let's be real. That is going to happen.
Or the later, where they have the iPhone where it's just the eye, they put something in your eye, basically.
Exactly. Some kind of, HoloLens.
Yeah.
But, in your eyes, like an eye drop.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm so torn. It's one of the reasons why I ask all my guests is because I'm trying to pick everyone's brains because I 100% am on board with what you said that there's obvious incredible goods and there's obvious incredible bads.
Well, all right. I'm now thinking about it as a marketing aspect. Is it a government thing or is it going to be can you buy into it? Because if you buy into it, then you really kind of know what you're getting and you kind of set yourself up for it. It's like signing up for Facebook. All right, I know it's free, so I know I'm going to be getting everything with it. I know I'm going to get ads. I know I'm going to if I turn on my phone and I hold it a certain way, I'm going to get an ad for pug sweaters. Okay,
yeah.
All right, fine. But like if it's mandated, like all right, like 2025, let's give it a hard date because that's gonna happen.
Cool. Fair enough. Good.
Oh yeah. So like 2025, the government says like, okay, for you to get certain benefits, for you to get like free healthcare, free college education, you have to sign up for this program.
Is it the CHIP program?
Is it? Yeah.
It's the CHIP program.
It's a CHIP program.
See, here's kind of where I'm at. It's like if I'm going to do it, I'm absolutely not going to do it if it's a government. If I'm going to do it, it's going to be because private organizations are able to do it, and that I'd be able to, like my phone, like because I used to have an iPhone, right?
Right.
But I didn't like what Apple was doing, and I didn't think the phone was what I wanted it to be. Okay. So I switched to Android, and like that's my personal opinion.
Right.
But it's the idea, and maybe it's just the illusion of choice, but it's the idea that I can choose.
Right, you can pick your provider.
Pick your provider, and I guess it would have to be something that could be easily removed, changed. You know what would get me on board? If I'm able to like take it in and take it out.
Right. Yeah. Like
that would get me on board.
Had because I feel like if it's a government thing, it's a contract. Like you have 4 years with it. Like
yeah,
you have
something like that.
You have to serve 4 years with it. Like so, how many like. If you're gonna go to college on our dime, you're gonna serve your 4 years with this chip in you. Yeah. But if you're buying it on your own, you could be like, I can return this at any time if I don't like it. Like if it's not doing what I want it to do, and like say like the first go around, it misses like a major diagnosis, like you end up with cancer,
and it didn't
pick it up on it. Yeah. You have every right to return it and then sue,
get your money back, the whole thing. Yeah.
And then like pay for your cancer treatment. I'm on board for that.
Yeah.
I'm also okay with like selling away my freedom.
Well, the Fourth Amendment's gone already. Yeah. Let's be real. They gutted it with the Patriot Act, so none of us have any privacy. Yeah. They're already collecting our data, and like they have. It's hard to say they because it's hard to explain who we're talking about. But when
Big
I say
Brother.
Big Brother, the intelligence organization,
Yeah.
CIA, NSA, they have the technology where like my phone's over there, right? Mm-hmm. Based on like the sound waves that are coming from this room,
right.
They can figure out what's where in the room.
Right,
They won't know this is a guitar amp, but they'll know there's a structure of its kin right here.
So you're saying it's the Daredevil of listening in devices.
In a sense. Well, did you see The Dark Knight?
Yes. Oh, it's the
sonar,
the
how
sonar,
they were to find the Joker in the building.
Yeah.
You know, that shit's real, man. That's
yeah.
If you want to peek into the future, and as a movie guy, I'm sure you'll agree, if you want to peek into the future, sci-fi film is a good way to do it.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. They have some, like, really, like, what you might think as, like, there's some, like, I remember some sci-fi shit when I watched early on, like, oh, that shit's never gonna happen, and then like now it's like
fruition.
Like fuck, like oh damn, like iPads, like what the fuck's up
iPad? With that? Well, speaking of which, have you seen 2001: A Space Odyssey?
Not yet. No, I'm still holding on.
Without spoiling anything, FaceTime is a big thing in 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Shit,
yeah, isn't that crazy?
I know, like everyone.
Stanley fucking Kubrick, man.
Yeah, he was on some different level shit. He also wrote Artificial AI, the Steven Spielberg movie.
Yeah, well, AI was it was in Space Odyssey too.
Yeah.
There was a little AI in there too.
So yeah, that whole like that's like,
visionary,
like
man.
Blade Runner's gonna happen. Like it's all right. It's like I'm okay with it.
Well, that's what makes cinema cool, man. Is it like there are real visionaries who communicate to the populace through their films.
Yeah, it's easy to digest instead of somebody standing on the corner like this is happening, that's happening
with the signs.
Yeah, it's like this fucking crazy person's like, oh, like all right, this guy, fuck him. But like you're watching a movie like
that gives you the full picture.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, like you watch it like being in the environment. You're like, okay, well, it's not that bad, but I don't like it.
Well, what do you think of? Did you see the Avatar movies? Or the Avatar movie? They're making like 4 of them.
Yeah,
James Cameron film.
James Cameron Avatar. Yeah.
I feel like that whole movie, what they're doing, they're like preparing you for VR. That's essentially what he did.
Yeah.
His characters. He kind of got jacked in. Mm-hmm. He had an avatar, and instead of being instead of being a crippled soldier who was incapable,
he was a 9 foot tall alien.
He became a leader of men.
Yeah.
Who found his dream girl.
Yeah.
You know, and like
he danced with wolves.
He danced with wolves.
Well, that's actually their Disney ride. Like there's a Disney ride with the new Pandora the Avatar theme park.
Oh,
where
shit.
you basically just go and you sit on like a bike, right, and set up like it's a dark ride. So like you're just on you have a thing over your eyes to just because you're not gonna fly around a real world, but
right.
So you plug it and like all right, we're gonna plug you into an avatar and then you're gonna just go.
That's so intense. Yeah. What do you think? What do you said you're not a big gamer, but if VR became a thing, would it entice you?
No,
cause
not
your thing.
Not my. I don't like like even before when we were talking about the headphones, like
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of like kind of.
You don't like
closing.
jacking in.
No,
You don't like jacking in,
No, I don't. No.
but jacking off.
That's a hobby. I've been doing it so well since I was 15 years old. Why am I gonna stop?
That's what's so funny. It's like, what have we as individuals been doing longer than we've been masturbating? Breathing and eating.
Yeah.
It's about it.
Yeah. Complaining about the weather. That's all. Like I remember. Oh, I was a kid.
Well, yeah, fucks am I masturbating, dude? Like,
Yeah.
if it's too cloudy out, I just can't get in the mood. My libido is shot.
If it's sunny out, I feel bad about it. But then again, I feel bad about everything.
Well, the wintertime's the worst, man, just because like you're cooped up inside, so you're just stuck in your shame.
Yep.
Like,
You can't open the window to. It's like everything just smells.
this is what happens. See, that's how I know they're going to get us with Chip Gang, because you and I talked about it for about 5 minutes, and then
Right.
we completely descended into masturbation.
That's
you know
that's how I feel I'm gonna beat the system, because it's like like if they're gonna watch me, they're gonna watch me jerk off.
Nobody wants to see that.
Who wants to play this game of chicken? Like hell, you taped up. I don't even care. Like I put my thumb over the camera. Like it's like, you know what? You want to see this all day? Knock yourself out. Go right ahead. If
Oh
you
my
see me on the
God.
street, let's make it awkward.
It's like you hear these horror stories of people who like somebody hacks in and catches that footage of them
Right.
pleasing themselves, right? And they put it up on a website for people to watch.
Oh yeah,
like that's the scary thing.
That sucks. I know that's happened to that's like a real thing.
Yeah.
And the law should fix itself to like help these people who
They
have
should
been.
try. It's just hard, man,
Yeah.
because like there are the best hackers in the world probably don't work for the government.
No, yeah,
You know, because why would you at that point?
exactly. Get a better job on the private sector.
Exactly, or you just get a better job stealing people's Bitcoin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
You
whatever,
know,
whatever that is.
Why the fuck do you got to work when you could just steal thousands of dollars of worth on your ass in front of the computer? Jesus fucking Christ! But yeah, we got a solid 10 minutes left. You got
Okay.
anything on your checklist we didn't cover?
No, man. It's this was a lot of fun. Like it's
Dude, I love this shit.
it's so different to like not be the host of a podcast.
Yeah, that's why I love doing your guys' thing
Yeah.
so much. Like, wow, I could just kind of
Like just kind of come in and say whatever the fuck I want. Like I can't talk about Moana and jerking off on the same time. Like someone's gonna get flagged. Like, and you know what? I don't want that heat. I want on.
I heard Moana was awesome.
Dude, it's amazing.
Is it really?
Oh
Yeah.
my god. It's on Netflix. It's another Movie Mayhem recommendation.
Awesome.
It's because I'm the musical guy. I fucking love musicals.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Me too,
'cause
dude.
I'm so glad you said that, because
Yeah.
it like there's a lot of people who like just bro up like, oh well, like it's just a musical. But then I'm like,
But those people go see Book of Mormon and be like, bro, it was so good.
but also another thing that it's like, you go watch Star Wars about some asthmatic in a fucking mask with a laser sword, and you think that's good,
It's a
but
self-help book.
but like Little Shop of Horrors is like, get out of here, like no, musicals are delightful. Like some of it, like I think I watched Bohemian Rhapsody recently.
Me too.
It's terrible.
You really thought it was
I
terrible?
thought it was bad.
I thought it was pretty good. You know what I actually didn't like, though, and maybe you were about to get on this? The whole ending concert.
I mean, it's
I
cool.
kind of,
it's cool he was able to do that.
But I've watched that on YouTube. Like, I've already
Exactly.
seen that.
Yeah.
Like 100 times.
I thought that the movie should have been a jukebox musical, not having basically every song used was like a fight scene. So like they have some lines and then they sing a song. They tell you that the band Queen and then they'd have a song. I think they should have had like some of these songs actually have meaning. So have them like I think the Elton John movie is gonna do this.
I hope
have
so.
these songs actually mean something in the movie. Like Keep Yourself Alive, Bohemian Rhapsody, Love of My Life, and then I also didn't like that Don't Stop Me Now was on the credits. It should have been The Show Must Go On. Because that's the last fucking
you're
song
right. You're
played.
right. You're so fucking right.
And like it would have been like if the movie meant anything, and that was the last song.
The
you'd
show
like,
must go on.
That would have hit you right in the heart.
Yeah, because even though Freddie's gone, we keep it
Show
going.
must go on.
100%.
And he'll live on forever.
Exactly. No, you're 100% right. You should just directed it.
I was trying to.
What'd you think? I thought it's so funny because gotta rip on this. I swear, I'm not even trying to rip on the movie, but like there were so many times where they insinuated gay orgies.
Yeah.
And I was like, are we gonna get the gay orgy?
Just do it.
Are we gonna get the gay orgy? But going back to your point, like I thought, like Somebody to Love, very obviously is about Freddie coping with the fact and learning to accept the fact he's a homosexual and him trying to find somebody that can love him the way he really wants to be loved.
Exactly. Yeah.
That would have been a cool thing to put in the Like, remember the scene where he's with, I forget her name, but it was his lover at the time. Karen.
It's always like the one who gets
Karen.
Karen.
Well, Karen got the short end of the stick on that one, but where he's talking to Karen and he's like, "Oh, they're all singing to you," and then she pretty much calls him. He's like, "Freddie, you're gay. I know you're gay. I've known you're gay." It would have been.
I saw the video to Killer Queen. We all know, buddy.
Exactly. The band's name is Queen. Freddie.
Don't hide yourself. Just
don't
go
hide
for
yourself.
it.
But that's the thing. It's like his best music came after he decided not to hide himself anymore. It would have been great if after that scene where he realized he couldn't be with her anymore because she knew and now he had to accept it, that would have been a good time to play Somebody to Love. Even if it's just a montage of him walking around the city, soul searching.
Yeah, that would be perfect. Like even like it has these songs have to mean something because if they don't mean anything, they're just there.
Exactly.
Because it's not a song that's inspired by music. It's just a movie inspired by music. It's just a movie with music. Like, there's no difference to that than putting than what Guardians of the Galaxy did. Why? You're right. That's a good point, is their soundtrack more impactful than Bohemian Rhapsody's? Like, it doesn't.
You're right. I guess their song placement was just really off too.
Yeah, and they were nominated for. They won an Oscar for best editing. For best editing.
Fucking Oscars. Fuck the Oscars. You know what? I actually, my roommate actually told me to ask you this question because it's a very large debate within his group of friends. He wants to know what you think of The Dark Knight Rises.
It's not my favorite.
Not your favorite. How do you compare it within the trilogy? Where do you rank it?
It's number 3.
Number 3 for you.
There's a lot of stupid things that happen in it. Like, why are all the cops in the sewers? Keep 5.
Why did they fall for that?
Yeah,
yes,
like you're supposed to be smart. I don't like my biggest detraction was Batman quit being Batman because his girlfriend died, but Batman became Batman because his parents died. So his girlfriend had more emotional impact on him than his parents.
I think let me kind of pick you on that.
Okay.
I don't necessarily think it's because Rachel died that he stopped being Batman. I think he had to stop being Batman because Batman was villainized. Remember, he took the fall for Harvey Dent. Okay. So Gotham hated him. He said, "I'm whatever Gotham needs me to be." He became the devil.
Okay. So I guess if they're not following the comics, then that makes sense.
Yeah.
I always assumed they were following the comics, so he was still Batmaning around.
No, he wasn't Batmaning around.
Okay, so
that's why he was kind of like a bum in the beginning, and he was limping, and he was a mess.
Didn't make any sense. He's a guy in good shape.
Exactly.
Why is he limping?
Well, here's what I think. It doesn't quite make sense. You're right. It makes a little sense that maybe since he's been on his ass for 8 years and probably a depressed, that he's kind of he's mopey. But what I didn't like is that when he decided to be Batman again,
it was cool.
All of a sudden he could break the fucking wall with his leg. So I'll definitely extend the olive branch on that.
I also felt that they kind of they set up a lot of things kind of easily when they mentioned the whole Ra's al Ghul stuff. All right, Talia al Ghul's there. Obviously, it's the new character. Bane kind of farted out at the end. I think everyone was just done with it. Mm-hmm. I think there was a lot of vibe on it. Was just I'm done. It's got to be over. And the whole it always ends with Batman getting rid of a bomb. So,
personally, I love the film. Right. It doesn't touch The Dark Knight.
No, yeah, I mean,
truthfully,
if you look at it, one.
Yeah,
and then,
if you look at it from an objective standpoint,
I also feel that it took a huge hit because Heath Ledger died. I feel it would have been
he was the original plan. It was supposed to. It was, I think, what Nolan's original vision was to have a Joker, Scarecrow, Riddler crossover in the finale.
Okay.
Then it was just going to be a mess between the three of them.
Because the comics, I think that they used inspiration were Nightfall, No Man's Land,
and The Dark Knight Returns.
And it's it's tough to do Dark Knight Returns when you don't have the Joker.
Yeah.
It would have been cool if they got rid of the No Man's Land thing and had him come back and they have the Tunnel of Love scene in Dark Knight Returns. That's in any way that's done in animation and drawing, it's intense, it's beautiful, and the way that it ends, they're both Joker snaps his own neck to make it look like Batman killed him.
Yeah.
And it's you killed me, and then this everyone's gonna think you killed me. So fuck you in the end. So yeah, I feel like it was a bunch of lost potential.
And that's a fair opinion. Yeah. And it's like I say, you're saying You're not really shitting on it. This is exactly what we were talking about before. Did you enjoy the film?
I did.
Okay, so this is kind of what we were saying before, where you could heavily
I'm a Batman guy, though.
Me too.
I'm a huge Batman guy.
Me too.
I love
Dude,
Batman.
we don't have much time, but we'll probably talk about this when it ends. But it's like, man, what a fucking disgrace that DC thought they could launch their universe without a solo Batman movie.
No. We don't have time. We don't want to.
We don't have time.
I don't want to do this to your listeners.
We're gonna save it.
I don't want to do this to your listeners.
We're gonna save it for when we have you on, when we have you back on. But we do need to wrap it up.
Okay.
Before we wrap it up, tell the people where they could find you. Tell them a little bit about the Pick Last podcast, the Movie Mayhem podcast. Again, just repeat where they could find you. Drill it in their fucking heads.
Okay, so you could find the Pick Last podcast on Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube. You could also hit us up on Twitter at PickLastPod. You could find the Movie Mayhem podcast on Spotify, iTunes, and Podbean. We don't do YouTube at all. That's not our space. You could hit us up on Twitter at Movie Mayhem Pod, on Instagram, and see my really bad photoshopping skills. They're on display. They're for everyone to enjoy. That's at Movie Mayhem Podcast, all one word. You could hit us up on, you could drop us a line. We love hearing from people. Movie Mayhem Podcast at gmail.com. Also, you could buy shirts on TeePublic. Just search Movie Mayhem or Pugs or whatever. You'll get a shirt. We've done, if you're a baseball fan, we've done kind of Burrow-inspired shirts. So we have a Bronx-inspired shirt and a Queens-inspired shirt.
That's awesome.
Just because, I don't want to get sued. But I'm trying to work up more designs. We kind of keyed ourselves up as the New York, the gatekeepers of the New York podcast. So anytime there's a movie about New York, we're like, well, we'll check that shit out.
Awesome.
So I'm trying to make like a pizza box one that's like true New York pizza.
That's good. That's good.
So it's a lot of things. But yeah, you can hit us up on any of those. I'm always at the Movie Mayhem Podcast. Movie Mayhem Pod on Twitter is the best place to find me. So
beautiful thing. Well, thank you everybody for listening. Thank you for those who are watching. Brian McCormick, thank you so much for coming on, man. Look forward to having you back.
Pleasure.
On.
Absolute pleasure.
Completely, it's off the charts. What would you be like?